I'm going to revisit my high school here after many, many years. Hey, hi.
This is the man who's taking you to New Orleans.
This experience will be very unique because you'll be seeing it with people that lived through that history.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
And how old were you when you entered the Navy, sir?
17.
I've been on several of these trips now, and they never get old. Hello, sir. How are you? See you. We have 40 World War II veterans with us today. So glad you're on the trip.
I have too.
We have the high school students from Highland Park and Deerfield High School that get to travel with these veterans. These students get an education unlike in any high school history class.
I'm very interested in all of this. I'm really excited for the trip here.
He served in the South Pacific.
Came in at Omaha Beach on D-Day.
This Soaring Valor program and the Gary Sinise Foundation is supported by the American people because they value their freedom. They know where it comes from. Thankfully, because of the great heroes that we have here today who sacrificed so much for us, freedom won, and we all live better today because of it. So God blesses you for what you did. Let's get on the airplane, and thank you to American Airlines and everybody here. God bless you, and God bless America. Good afternoon, sir. Gary Sinise here, sir. A sandwich or a chicken wrap?
Is there anything you can't do?
Thank you so much.
Welcome to New Orleans. Thank you. Another World War II veteran.
Yeah.
Service. Welcome to New Orleans. Welcome.
The veterans that are coming on in here are the reason this museum exists.
Right in here. Look up.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
This is the Boeing Freedom Pavilion. This is where we have all our aircraft.
We have 8 aircraft in there, and which is really fun to see the Army Air Corps guys looking on up and pointing at them and saying, yeah, I flew that one, or I was working on a base where these things were flying.
Two best planes we had during World War II for the bomber were the B-17 and the B-24.
Well, I was a waist gunner on a B-17. That's it right here. And I was over here. There's me right there in the waist of the airplane. The 50 caliber machine gun. I was only 15 and a half years old.
Veterans, you answered our country's call in a dark time, and each one of your stories and your willingness to fight for freedom is an inspiration to us all.
The more we can teach the young people about what happened before, is maybe they won't make the same mistakes that we made.
Too many memories. Too many bad memories.
Ours is a magnificent country with a magnificent people. You're sitting with some magnificent people tonight. So get to know your veteran. Learn from them. We are all charged with passing on these lessons in hopes that by understanding the most challenging and most terrible parts of our history, we will play a part in preventing them from ever happening again.
The focus from the very beginning has been on the stories of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, merchant mariners.
Here's the M1 here. Yeah.
So when you go through our exhibits, we tell the story through personal stories of the people who were actually there.
Probably looked something like that as we came in as a group.
So you had to take cover behind, either dig a foxhole.
Yeah, you bet, you bet.
Yeah.
That was the first thing you look for, is something you could get behind, because of being shot at from the hills above, small arms fire.
Having these veterans here, that's the living embodiment of why this museum is here. Each one of them is an amazing story.
This is your jump jacket?
That's the jump jacket when I jumped out of the airplane.
Holy cow, that's the actual jacket.
Yep.
Sadly, in 10 to 20 years, there probably aren't going to be any World War II veterans around anymore. And for the next generation coming on up to be able to say, I knew somebody who was in World War II, and this is what his story was. We'll keep those people alive, and it is critical to the health of the nation that it understands its history.
Reading about these in like history classes versus watching it, we get a little glimpse of what it was like. Obviously, I don't know what it felt like being in that position, hearing about the bomb, knowing that you would be able to come home. But it just has changed my whole perspective.
I want them to have an appreciation not only for their veteran and what their veteran did, but I hope it gives them insight into what our nation has done.
I've been talking to him. He's been listening to me too.
There's only so many things you can get from taking a test and textbooks. So these stories that we're hearing are pretty priceless. There's no way that these kids can't go back home and just tell every single one of their friends about what had happened.
I'm 17 now, and I'm looking to go to art school, pursue a career in the arts. I want to become an art teacher. And because of all veterans, I'm able to actually have that opportunity. I had a wonderful childhood, and I'm able to kind of pursue something I love. And I just can't help just imagine what my life would be like if it wasn't for these veterans.
See, that's what we're talking. She's going to be going into something real great when she's 17, 18. When I was 18, I landed in a war area.
We also have a traveling exhibit right now on Bob Hope.
Did you know who Bob Hope was?
Not before now.
He was very, very well known for being a big entertainer for the troops in World War II. Went to Korea, Vietnam. His last tour was to the Persian Gulf.
For my generation, Gary Sinise is what Bob Hope was to the World War II generation.
I don't know how to react when people say that. Big shoes to fill there. I'm just trying to do my bit, go out and bring some joy and a positive message and lift some spirits of the troops.
Oh, so lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft, there is nothing for me but to love you, just the way you look tonight. So many men, so little time. Cheek to cheek now, come on. Cheek to cheek. We may have to kiss you again.
I hope so.
Cheek to cheek.
Be honey for life? Always, right?
I've seen you before somewhere.
Yes, we've been hanging out together today. We have a little something for you there.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Little memento. This is our Soaring Valor coin.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I can't thank you enough for what you've given us. It's just...
Thank you.
You know, it's people like you make our life so much happier. I love you for it.
Thank you. You deserve it.
Awesome day. It was amazing.
It's too bad that every high school child can see this.
I wish.
I've learned so much in these
Good.
past few days.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Go right home and watch Andy Gump.
Andy Gump.
So to our students, we've had a great opportunity to come here to the National World War II Museum and learn a little bit more about World War II and spend time with the people that fought that war and defended freedom. I hope you've learned something about military service in general that maybe you didn't know before. And above and beyond that, you valued those who are willing to fight for it and protect it and defend it that much more. So when you see somebody in uniform, what do? We just pat them on the back and say, thanks for what you're doing. And then we say, go to GarySineseFoundation.org.
Fantastic. It was very rich culturally, just learning first-hand experiences that happened in World War II, and historically, of course, also.
Oh, I think it's very important because they're not hearing much of it in school history.
This is something I know I'll remember from my entire life.
They just not impacted their generation and my generation, but generations to come.
Just wonderful.
How you doing, sir?
We're going to revive a time-honored tradition known as mail call. Sergeant.